Hello students, in today's class we are going to continue with the chapter alcohols. Today we are going to discuss the synthesis of glycerol from propene. The synthesis of glycerol from propene involves three steps. Okay, let us see what is propene molecule. Propene is an alkene, CH3 C H double bond CH2. This is propene. So there are three carbon atoms, hence the root word prop. There is a carbon-carbon double bond, hence ene, it is propene. So we need to prepare glycerol from propene. What is glycerol? Glycerol is a trihydric alcohol. Okay, so each carbon, that is CH2OH, CHOH, CH2OH, this molecule is glycerol. Okay, so we need to prepare glycerol from propene. Okay, so preparation of glycerol from propene involves three steps. Okay, in the first step, here OH will be introduced. First, a chlorine will be substituted here, and that chlorine will be substituted by OH. Then addition across the carbon-carbon double bond will take place. So that results in addition of one OH group and one Cl. Then again that Cl will be replaced by OH. So these are the generally three steps that are involved in the preparation of glycerol from propene. Let us discuss all the steps one by one. Let us go for the step one. Okay, let us discuss step one. In step one, this propene molecule is treated with chlorine at a temperature of 450 to 500 degrees Celsius. Okay, this propene is treated with chlorine at a temperature of 450 to 500 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, chlorination at this carbon takes place, allylic carbon. Okay, hydrogen gets replaced by chlorine, hence you get this compound Cl, CH2, CH double bond CH2. Okay, H combines with other Cl to form HCl. So you get this compound. This is allyl chloride. Okay, so propene, when treated with chlorine at a temperature of 450 to 500 degrees Celsius, chlorination at allylic carbon takes place. So this is an allylic carbon. So if there is a carbon-carbon double bond, and to that carbon-carbon double bonded carbon, if there is an sp3 hybridized carbon, we call that carbon as an allylic carbon. So chlorination at allylic carbon takes place and substitution. So H and Cl goes off as HCl. So you get allyl chloride is what you get. But we don't require allyl chloride, we require an alcoholic group here. So what we should do is, this chlorine should be replaced by an alcohol. So that is done by treating this alkyl halide with water in presence of sodium carbonate. We call that reaction as hydrolysis. Okay, second step involves the hydrolysis of this. So this compound Cl, CH2, CH double bond CH2, we call this as an allyl chloride. Okay, is treated with water in presence of sodium carbonate heated and at a pressure of 12 atmosphere. Under this condition, the Cl gets replaced by OH. So you get this compound OH, CH2, CH double bond CH2. So this is allyl alcohol. This is what you get. So in first step, chlorination of this allylic carbon takes place, and in the next step, this Cl is replaced by OH. This Cl is replaced by OH. Okay. Now third step. Third step is very important step. Okay. So now we got one OH. So we want two OH groups here. So this is what is the requirement. So we want two OH groups. At this carbon there should be one OH. At this carbon there should be one OH. So addition across this carbon-carbon double bond is done. Okay. So what is done is this allyl alcohol OH CH2 CH double bond CH2. This allyl alcohol is treated with HOCl. HOCl, that is hypochlorous acid. Okay. Addition of HOCl across this carbon-carbon double bond takes place. When HOCl adds across the carbon-carbon double bond gets converted into single bond. So what you got is here, we have OH, CH2, CH, CH2. So addition across this carbon-carbon double bond takes place. So Cl adds here and the OH group adds here. This is what you get. Okay. So in first step, one of the hydrogen is replaced by chlorine, and that chlorine is replaced by OH group by carrying out simple hydrolysis. So you got one OH now. So we want OH across this carbon-carbon double bond, hence addition of HOCl is done. So when addition of HOCl is done, OH adds to one carbon and Cl adds to one carbon. So this is what you get. So we got two OH now. We want this Cl to be replaced by OH group. So what is done is this molecule is subjected to hydrolysis. So what is the news here? This molecule OH CH2 CH Cl CH2 OH. You already have this molecule. Okay, we have two OH groups. I want to replace this Cl by OH. So what is done is it is subjected to hydrolysis. So what happens is this OH minus replaces this Cl, and you end up in getting this compound OH CH2 CHOH CH2H, and this molecule is glycerol. See, so the preparation of glycerol from propene involves three steps. So in first step, hydrogen is replaced by chlorine, and that chlorine is replaced by OH. Okay, we got one OH. Then addition across this carbon-carbon double bond takes place, HOCl addition. So Cl adds to this carbon, OH adds to this carbon. So we got another OH, right? We got another OH. So what we require is, instead of this Cl, we require OH. So it is subjected to hydrolysis. So you end up in getting glycerol. So these are the three steps that are involved in the preparation of glycerol from propane. Okay, now next one is synthesis of nitroglycerin, okay, or glyceryl trinitrate, nitroglycerin or glyceryl trinitrate from glycerol. Okay, let us discuss that. Glycerol. So CH2OH CH2OH. CH2OH is glycerol. CH2OH. CH2OH. CH2H is glycerol. Glycerol, on when treated with cold and concentrated nitric acid in presence of sulfuric acid, produces glycerol trinitrate, which is also referred as nitroglycerin. So when you treat it with HNO3, nitric acid, when you treat it with HNO3, HNO3 can be written as NO2OH. Okay, so when it is treated with nitric acid, so this NO3 group, this OH and this H, they go as water molecule. Okay, similarly another nitric acid, okay, will react with this OH and they go as water. Similarly another nitric acid will go as water. So one glycerol will react with 3 molecules of nitric acid, resulting in the formation of CH2ONO2, CH2ONO2, CH2ONO2. So this is glyceryl trinitrate or nitroglycerin. Okay, glyceryl trinitrate or nitroglycerin. Okay, glyceryl trinitrate is used as an explosive under the name of dynamite or cordite. Okay, so this is the preparation, a simple nitration in presence of H2SO4. When cold and concentrated nitric acid is treated with glycerol in presence of sulfuric acid, you get glyceryl trinitrate. It is an explosive. Okay, so what is this composition of dynamite and cordite? So dynamite is made by absorbing this nitroglycerin, liquid nitroglycerin in Kieselguhr. Okay, this was the composition of the dynamite that was made by Alfred Nobel. Nowadays dynamite is made by absorbing this glyceryl trinitrate or nitroglycerin in wood pulp and mixing with solid ammonium nitrate. Dynamite is mainly used as explosive and propellant. Cordite. Cordite, also called as smokeless powder, is a mixture of glyceryl trinitrate or nitroglycerin, cellulose nitrate, and Vaseline. Cordite is also explosive material, So glyceryl trinitrate or nitroglycerin is prepared from glycerol by nitration. Okay, so this is the preparation. So the last part of this alcohols that is remaining is about the Lucas reagent. Let us see what is this Lucas reagent and what is the use of this Lucas reagent? Okay, okay. Lucas reagent. So Lucas reagent is a solution of anhydrous. It is a solution of anhydrous zinc chloride in concentrated HCl. So a mixture of anhydrous zinc chloride and concentrated HCl is called as Lucas reagent. This solution is used to classify alcohol. Classify alcohol or to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. So this solution is used to classify alcohols or to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. Let us see what is this test generally. This test or the Lucas test is based on difference in reactivity of three classes of alcohol with hydrogen halides. See, generally alcohols when treated with HCl, they form RCl. You get an alkyl halide, that is OH group gets replaced by this Cl. Okay, the differing reactivity reflects the differing ease of formation of corresponding carbocations. For example, think that I have a primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide and a tertiary alkyl halide. Sorry, primary alcohol, secondary alcohol and a tertiary alcohol. RCH2OH is a primary alcohol. This is a secondary alcohol and I have a tertiary alcohol. So I have primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. So alcohols, what happens is whenever it is treated with HCl, first in presence of ZnCl2, first the protonation of OH takes place and loss of OH takes place, H2O takes place, resulting in the formation of carbocation. So this alcohol will form tertiary carbocation. This alcohol will form secondary carbocation. And we know that tertiary carbocations are more stable than secondary carbocations. Hence, these carbocations will be easily formed. So hence, when this tertiary alcohol is treated with Lucas reagent, they react quickly. Secondary alcohols are little bit less stable. So hence what happens is, so these alcohol will react with Lucas reagent, but they will take around 5 to 10 minutes. Whereas primary alcohols, they do not react with Lucas reagent at normal temperature. They react at higher temperature, So though no visible reaction is observed at room temperature. So what happens is, when an alcohol is treated with Lucas reagent, alkyl halide is formed. Since alkyl halide forms has low solubility in water, so since that it has low solubility in water, so what happens is the turbidity appears. Okay, so for turbidity or an oily layer appears. See, alcohols when treated with HCl, they react to find alkyl halides. Alkyl halides have low solubility, hence as soon as the reaction takes place, a turbidity appears or an oily layer appears. This is the visible change that occurs. So what happens when we add primary alcohol, secondary alcohol and tertiary alcohol? Tertiary alcohols, they react quickly, immediately. When alcohol is treated with Lucas reagent, what happens is the solution forms an oily layer immediately because they react very fast. Okay, now when secondary alcohols are treated with Lucas reagent, what happens is it takes around 3 to 5 minutes to for the formation of the oily layer. The solution forms oily layer or it develops turbidity in 3 to 5 minutes. So if on adding an alcohol to Lucas reagent, if the turbidity appears immediately, then that alcohol is a tertiary alcohol. If the turbidity appears after 2 to 5 minutes, then it is a secondary alcohol. If no turbidity appears at room temperature, but on heating an oily layer if it is formed, then those alcohol is a primary alcohol. So this is how we use this Lucas reagent to distinguish primary and secondary and tertiary alcohols. See, think that I have a test tube and I have a alcohol. I don't know whether it is primary, secondary or tertiary. What I should do? I should add Lucas reagent to this, that is zinc chloride plus concentrated HCl. On adding Lucas reagent, if a turbidity or an oily layer appears immediately, that means it is a tertiary alcohol. If oily layer appears after 3 to 5 minutes, then it is a secondary alcohol. If oily layer doesn't appear, but after heating, if there is oil development of oil layer, then it is a primary alcohol. Okay, so this is use of Lucas reagent in distinguishing the alcohols. Okay, so this was about the alcohols chapter, students.